I think we will probably invest a good portion of that in the logistics market and really go on that growing trend that has been discussed earlier. And we'll probably split up the rest between some German offices in regional cities and core locations, but really going to the smaller places and buying the best in the places I've been running the show for here today. I'd probably out of the big markets, I would also still, considering the current rental level, still see some medium to long-term growth potential in the best in Berlin, which is still comparatively cheap, at around 20 euros a square meter, on a European level, very cheap. So that's something I would still go at. Anything left there, put it on the residential side.
Okay, good, thank you. Ignaz.
500 million. Well,
you're not allowed to say you would follow your client, by the way.
That would be great, yeah. Well, I also would try to portion this up. I would take 100 million approximately and trying to find logistic assets. Rob said it before. It's a market which will increase in the future, and I don't know how do you are shopping, but my family, my wife, and also myself, I changed a lot my shopping attitudes, and that means this daily delivery thing, which will come for sure, needs new logistics in the neighborhood of the big cities. So this is number one. Number two, I would go into the residential market in the big cities which are still growing. We have to see that we are having in Germany a very high portion of letting status. And I mean, I don't know the figure in your country, in UK, but I would reckon that 70-80% of you guys own your flat or your house, and it's totally different in Germany. So this will change because people can't afford anymore renting a flat, and have to change their attitude. And the third and the other 200 million I would put into, again, the top cities. I would not go into the secondary locations, but that's a personal thing. I would try to identify old buildings, what I mentioned before, 20, 30 years old, good structure. The vendor is a willing vendor. You have to put in some know-how and some asset management, and can bring such assets from value add opportunistic into core plus core and do good money.
Good, Rob.
I'll probably regret saying this, but I'd put 500 million of equity, lever it up to the eyeballs, and put it all into logistics, and float it in 3 years' time as a German REIT.
Oh, okay. Very good. Sascha.
Well, I mentioned it before, there are two guys coming over from the IVG to us, and I do know that they're in need of capital, so I would give them, first of all, as a present, 200 million, so that they're able to invest in core office space. Then I would go into B locations for residential, as we do at the moment, university B locations like Karlsruhe, like Heidelberg, and all that stuff. And if you're able to invest there, I would bet another 100 million on that. Then I mentioned before the development of student housing. I guess this is a really good idea, and I would take another 100. And then hopefully these distressed portfolios are coming to the market then in 2014, and we would bet the rest on this. And if 1 million is still there, not so bad that I'd take it myself, if that's okay.
No, I'm not sure that you're allowed to take anything left over. Okay, that's great. Thank you.